Spaniard origin of their Latino-ness, you know what I mean? But we all know that any skin variation of tone that we are seeing, especially out of the Caribbean, has everything to do with colonialism. And, the maintaining of that, meaning, communities choosing to keep that pure, all that is inbreeding. I mean, if we're going to tell the truth and shame the devil, that's all that is, because you probably had a community that revered their light-skinned European ways within that particular racial ethnicity. So, if you're black but you're Jamaican, or, Dominican or Puerto Rican or Cuban or Trinidadian or what have you, the lighter tones are people who are likely inbreeding or staying within their same, familial backgrounds in a lot of instances in order to maintain the status quo of the lighter skin and European features of the community. So, yes, there is a privilege that exists when you are, whether you are anything that draws you closer to being associated with European adjacency is going to allow for privilege, whether that is lighter skin, that is facial features, anything, And a lot of times it is even the way that you present. The more European, quote unquote, the more white you present, even as a black person or a Latino person, the more that you present in a way that is, wow, we are shocked by the level of English that this person, proficiency that this person is able to speak with, the more that gets you seen as favorable. It's not a secret. So, yeah, it was an interesting episode, and yeah, you should listen to it. It was interesting. All right. So now that we're in here, let's just go on and start with the crazy. Lamar Odom. So Lamar Odom has been on his tour for his new book, Darkness to Light, and he has been hitting the media outlets, including Good Morning America and CBS and late night shows. And I was surprised that he was not on Wendy Williams, but Wendy explained that she did not have Lamar on the show because she has a certain emotional affinity for him, and that she did not feel comfortable in really pressuring him and asking him the questions that I guess had not been asked by other media outlets, and she didn't want to do that to him. So, okay. Here's some things that were revealed, because I don't know, you guys were probably doing your thing, going on dates, being cute, being young, having fun, drinking Pepsi. I was at work or at the gym living the hella crazy. But don't worry though, this summer, oh bitch. But I be so tired. I be so tired. I am at the age where I'm past, just wanting to go to a lounge. Let's stick a pin in Lamar Odom for a minute. Girls, ladies, gentle horse. I am definitely at an age where, I don't even give a fuck about a lounge anymore. Can we just come to somebody's house and drink some wine and talk shit? We can't do that. We have to go out in front of people. Oh, man, I want to smoke. I don't feel like it. I don't want any pepperoni pizza sausage tonight. I feel like, no, thank you. That's probably the thing that I am least excited about is going out. And some nights, I am ramped up. Speaking of ramped, we'll get to that in a minute, because I don't mean ramped up. But some nights I'm amped. I'm like, yes, bitch, I'm about to go out. I'm about to, back it up for a real bitch. And then I just be like, you know what? I just laid here, and this wine was so good, and I never did put on my clothes. I never even put my makeup on. So honestly, no harm, no foul. Nobody goes anywhere. And it's just disgusting. And I want to be a better person. But so far, nothing. So back to Lamar and darkness to light. So here's some things. You like how I did that? That was not even a transition at all. But anyways, So, here's one point. Chloe caught Lamar with a stripper. And, you know what I was surprised at as he was telling some of these stories? I am surprised that some of this stuff was never revealed on any episodes of Keeping Up with the Kardashians. All right, we'll talk about that in a second. Let's just talk about some of this tea. So the highlights were that Chloe caught him with a stripper once, and that she beat said girl's ass. Oh, yes. Chloe caught him with some girl, and Chloe proceeded to fuck this girl up. Never aired on the episode of The Kardashians. Okay. This probably would never have aired, and I'm sure Taraji is really being so disgusted by this right now, but she, in fact, used to date Lamar Odom. I know. Isn't that a shock? That is such a shock. But you know what is a happy shock in couples this week? Are we not really excited that Tasha Smith and, you know his name. I just know that his Instagram handle is BKMG, I think. He's in the new Netflix Ava DuVernay directed When They See Us movie. Anyways, they're a couple and I'm so happy about it. They're two of my favorite black actors. They're two of my favorite actors, period. If you are an actor out here, if you know anything about being an actor, Tasha Smith has been an acting coach for years. And one of the people that she's worked with is Taraji P. Henson, who used to date Lamar Odom. Y'all, that's wild. That's not even, I don't even see that. And apparently she used to date him at the time that she was out here getting known by the whites. Okay. So she was taking him out on dates with Brad and Angie. Oh yes. This was during the time of Benjamin Button Taraji. Okay. So this is a huge deal that she was dating Lamar Odom. And apparently they broke up because he refused to go on a, trip with her to do press for Benjamin Button because, as he put it, I guess he couldn't really leave the drugs behind to go travel with her internationally. Where was he going to get his drugs? So they broke up. And then the third gag was that he threatened to kill Chloe at some point, because she allegedly had called, or not allegedly, but he says that she called one of his friends when the drug use had gotten so out of control and she was looking for help. And apparently on hearing this news, Lamar was not happy and he threatened to kill her, saying, and I quote, "I'll fucking kill you. You don't know what I'm capable of." So yeah, that's wild. That's wild. None of this aired on Keeping Up with the Kardashians, y'all. None of this. That's even more wild. So listen, to me, if there's a book that should be supported, please go out and get Darkness to Light by Lamar Odom. Because I just feel like a lot of this we just assumed. I assumed that they had a rough go at it. I did not assume that he threatened to kill her. Because now that actually, when you think about actual episodes, even post their relationship, where Chris gave this nigga her number. Chris gave Lamar Chloe's number. This is after everything was said and done. And Chloe was so fucking furious with her mother. Now, when you watch the episode, it makes it seem like Chloe is a little bit out of control. The nigga had a drug problem, chill. But now when you get to hear that he was threatening to kill her, I think that shit is wild. You can't be giving that nigga my number. That nigga tried to kill me, girl. Or maybe didn't try to kill me, but definitely threatened to. And then here's some other tea about Keeping Up with the Kardashians. I know we're talking a lot about this group this week. I know. Okay. So apparently, the young man, remember on the episodes of Lamar and Chloe where there was the young white man, Jamie, who was friends with Lamar, and they made it seem like Jamie was his white homeboy from Queens and they were best friends. And he eventually died from a flesh-eating disease due to heroin needle usage. Oh, yeah. Okay. Turns out that nigga said Jamie was not even his best friend. They just casted him in the show because they felt like Lamar had too many nigga friends and it wasn't going to be a good balance. It wasn't going to be a good balance for the show. So they needed him to get this white friend. What? Which brings us to have you guys, okay, so Netflix is crunk, okay? Netflix is giving us everything we want and then some in the next couple of weeks, honey. I feel like it all started with Homecoming. I do feel like Homecoming is the impetus of all things great. All things bright, wonderful, all creatures great and small. I do. Okay, so have you guys, I know I don't get to watch a lot of TV, but I did dedicate myself last night to watching a couple of things, one of which, all Netflix things, one of which is, I don't know if you guys have caught it, but it's David Letterman's show, My Next Guest Needs No Introduction, which season 2 just premiered. Have you guys ever watched this show? It's a Netflix show where David Letterman brings on a single guest, and it is a guest who seemingly would need no introduction. The audience does not know prior to them coming who the guest is going to be. They are told when the guest is introduced to them. Get it? My next guest needs no introduction. So season 1 included, I believe, George Clooney, Jay-Z, Barack Obama, Tina Fey, Jerry Seinfeld, if I'm not mistaken. And season 2, most notable is Kanye West. So season 2, episode 1 features Kanye West. In the episode, Kanye West talks in depth about his bipolar disorder. He talks about life with his mom and growing up with his parents and what it was like when his parents separated and his moving to Japan, I believe, at the age of 10. And then, talking about just learning things from his dad, who currently is, or I don't know if he's in remission, but was fighting cancer. So prayers for him. And so Kanye, I believe in the interview, I think a lot of times interviews like this are very strategic for celebrities. So if you are the type of celebrity that is going to do an Oprah interview, I would even vary to say a Gayle interview, a David Letterman interview, where you're going to do a single person interview, just you and this person, a Van Jones, a whatever, it's just you and one person, and you're doing that series, that the really super serious interview, right? Okay, so cool. You're doing the interview, and the whole idea, because, listen, John Q. Public, we're not stupid. So we know that the idea behind these kind of interviews is to humanize the entertainer, the character, the personality. Humanize them so that we can then learn something new about them and perhaps find them more relatable. It's normally a really good PR spin for someone, or it could be like in Kanye's case. I don't believe it was a PR nightmare. I do believe that, and you've got to watch the interview, I do believe that it didn't help me have more affinity for Kanye West from the standpoint of, I currently think that he's an asshole. Okay, so I'll just say that. I don't feel in any way, shape, or form different about that. Kanye talked about his personality, his bipolar disorder, And I think he did a great job in explaining bipolar disorder versus what people often call multiple personality disorder or split personality. So a bipolar disorder is, if I could break this down,